Thursday. I think I did this the last time I did a live. I did it on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday, and I got all confused. Anyway, today is Thursday, August the 12th, and I am excited to do a really fun card with you tonight. I wanted to try to do something I'd never done before, and that was to play with the soft pastels. And so I sat down one day last week with a piece of white paper. Yes, believe it or not, that is white paper. And I had a blast. And so I'm going to recreate that for you tonight. Hopefully, and fingers crossed, I remember exactly how I did it. And it translates at least as pretty or prettier than this. I don't think I told you who I am. I'm Vicki with My Paper Connection, and I'm thrilled to be here with you tonight. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that I can see comments. I can. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully, others will pop on and we'll get going on it. For this card tonight, I am using the Nature's Harvest stamp set, Just Thank You, and then the Harvest dies that coordinate with it. Love these dies. They are so nice. And I really tried to do a mixed media type thing on this so that I have some of the gold. I guess this is the brushed gold or gold foil. And then this is some of the new paper that's in the new catalog that is a brushed, it's like I don't know, it's a textured gold type thing, white, basic white. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this. I did want to show you that we are in full swing with the catalog and with Celebration. And this goes through, I don't remember the date, September, I think. This catalog is good through the end of December, maybe the 1st of January. And then the Celebration catalog is good, I believe, for 2 months. So I think it's going to be good through September. And now is a great time to purchase because every $50 that you spend, you get to get an item from here for free. And some items, it may take 100, but you get really good items with that. Most of them are 50. And it's also a great time to join my team. If you are looking and you found lots of pretty things that you want to get, $99 will get you $125 worth of product of your choice, free shipping, and during Celebration, you get to choose a bundle. And that can be like, you can do like what I do, and that is pick out the most expensive bundle. Or if you don't have a die cutting machine, get one with punches. Okay, for more information about that, I will post information on my website so you can check that out. And you can go to my website and hit connect, and I send emails about the information, all of this information too. Okay, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to put us down so that we can see what's going on down here. And I'm going to start out with all of my supplies. This is the gold and rose metal. This is what I was talking about. It's a metallic specialty paper. It's 6x6 and it's so pretty. It does come in a rose gold like that, and then also with this brushed gold. And I'm going to use a piece of that tonight. The first thing I'm going to do though is get started with the pastel stuff because I'm going to do something with it that's going to make it have to like dry a minute. So just bring in my paper here, and I'm going to bring in my soft pastels. There's beautiful colors here. We have Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, Poppy Parade, Gorgeous Grape, what is that, Mossy Meadow, I said Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, and Night of Navy, and I'm getting it on my fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. I will be using, I think I used a little bit of that. Okay, I'm going to use most of them, actually. All right, so basically what I did, and there's a couple ways that you can use this. I have done it, and I have seen it where you would take your little spatula and just kind of scrape it off onto a block, and then you can use a aqua painter or one of the blending brushes, and then you can use that. What I'm doing tonight is I'm actually just going to color it in this fashion. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit on top of that and go over with the Mango Melody. Then I'm going to come in with the Granny Apple Green and kind of go a little bit on top of that. And I brought more colors out that I'm actually going to use on this part of it, but you'll see in a little bit what I'm doing. Okay, so let's just scoot that over to the side a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take a blending brush, and I am going to use my blending brush. I love these things, but what I'm going to do is just to go along right in here like this, and I'm just going to start blending these colors together like this. I say it's a new technique. When I posted, I said it was a new technique. It's a new to me. I've never seen anybody else do it, and it was just something that I was just playing, and I came up with this idea. Okay, and so hopefully it translates the way I wanted it to. Okay, I think I'm going to have a little bit of the Gorgeous Grape as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to be kind of random, and I want to put like some veins in it. So I'm going to put like a vein up in there. Just going to be a little random with it. And maybe I did that one already. Okay. Then I'm going to go back over, and I'm just going to blend this in a little bit more. Suzanne, you love pastels too. I've never done much with them, but I really had a good time with this. And again, I'm really hoping it translates. I'm going to put a little bit more right there in the center. Okay. I don't want it to be super, super Poppy Parade-ish. I want it to blend. Okay. All right. Get these out of the way. Hopefully I remember where I put them. Okay. These things will last a really long time though. Okay. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I am going to trim this down so that it is 3 3/4 by 5. Oh, I already did that, I think. Let me make sure. Yep, I did that. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my embossing machine, die cut and embossing machine, as well as my embossing folder. Here it is. Okay. Now, with the embossing folder, I am going to actually put ink on it. Let me set this to the side just a little bit. I'm going to put ink on it. Now, I'm going to use gray granite. And what I want to do, I'm going to put it on the front because they say bumps on the bottom, but I want this to indent into here, okay? So I'm going to put that on the front of it so that I make sure that my white is on this and it gets the images of it. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to just place this. And there is a right and wrong. There's actually words, and I want the blue to be at the top. So I'm going to place it so that the words are in the right direction. Hold it together. And then I'm just going to crank it through. And see how those veins don't end up necessarily looking as much like lines. I like that. Okay, put those to the side. I know something I was going to do and I didn't, but I'm going to go ahead and spray it. I used water on it to kind of just set it. And it makes it a little bit richer looking, I think. So I'm going to set that off to the side and just let that dry. Now I'm bringing in my die cutting machine. I have to laugh because last week I put a fairly new plate on, and look at that. That's since last week. I think Carolyn made a comment about how I make my dies look so good. Well, apparently I don't. She just caught me with a new die. So I'm going to pull out my dies that I'm going to use now, and I'm going to use, it looks like wheat, I think. So, and I have these on 2 different pieces. So I'm going to use this one that looks like a bunch of twigs, and I'm going to use this one for the white, basic white, and this one for the brushed. Let me put that to the side. All right. I'm going to cut a piece off so that I can put more on my die cutting machine and try to get most of it done at the same time. Okay, so do that. Then I've got this piece of basic white that I think will fit on there at the same time. Suzanne, what type things do you like to do with your pastels? Do you like draw with them, or what? I would love to know what you're doing with yours. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in and run it through. I think that's all I'm going to be doing with this. So I'll get it out of the way. As I was making this, I cut that white flour out, and then I'm like, it looks a little bland. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. So I just played around. I had so much fun making this card and just kind of going with it and figuring out what I wanted to do with it, and I absolutely loved the way it turned out. It's really fun to just sit down and play sometimes without an agenda. And then once I made it, I'm like, we're going to have to do this at my next team meeting because this is too fun. And it's a lot easier than it looks like it would be. I probably should have ran this through twice. It's kind of thick. This specialty paper is a little bit thick, and thankfully it's coming out pretty well. There we go. It's really pretty paper though. All right, there's that. And then this little piece. When I first made it, I just wanted, I knew I wanted this piece and that piece, but it just looked like it needed something a little extra. So I was really happy when I thought of using this brush gold. So you like to use them for backgrounds? Yes, do give it a try. I would love to see what you come up with. You can post it on my paper connection if you want. I would love to see what you come up with. Okay. Apparently I did not score that yet. This is mint macaron. And this is Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. It's still just a tiny bit on the front. It's a tiny bit damp, but it'll be okay. It's not damp on the back side. So this glue should work because it's brand new. I don't have to test it ahead of time. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to stick this on here like this. And I'm going to bring my paper back in. Okay. And I'm going to take my Night of Navy Stampin' Write marker, and this is a technique called flicking. It's not like super crazy hard or anything like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it along the cap right here, and I'm just going to flick it. I'm going to do it again once I get my flower on there and my sentiment, because I want that to show. Now I'm also going to bring in some of the, see if I have any more in this one. Lincostella. Sometimes my words are in my brain, but it doesn't come all the way down to my mouth as quickly as I would like it to. I don't know if you guys have that same issue or not, but here we go. Okay, that dropped a big piece. Really big piece, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the rest of it together. I think I'll put this on first. And no, I'm going to put this piece on first. And I'm just going to put them in the bigger pieces, on the bigger pieces of this, whatever this is. I'm saying wheat, but I know it's not wheat. It's some sort of a flour, I think. And then I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a slant to the side, like this. Okay. Then I'm going to put these two on kind of at the same time, but not really. I mean, I'm going to make them join together with their leaves, like interlock their leaves a little bit. But I kind of need to get placement on this one first. So I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to push those down. And then go ahead and put some glue. I probably should have used the adhesive sheets on the back of this. It would have been easier than putting glue on it, but it'll work. All right, so then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to overlap it like right here, but I'm going to take my leaf and just kind of do it like that. I want them to be overlapping each other somewhat. Okay, all right. The next thing I'm going to do, move that over a little bit to the side. You put shimmer paint and alcohol. Oh yes, I have done that too. I love it. I wish that we had not discontinued that, because I love that shimmer paint. And it really does give it such a pretty, pretty look. Okay, I'm using Misty Moonlight to, I think I said Night of Navy earlier, but it isn't. It's a Misty Moonlight to stamp my sentiment. Okay, I love that. The writing, it looks like Benjamin Franklin wrote it or something. I mean, doesn't it look like something on the Declaration of Independence or John Hancock or something? It's really cool writing. I have terrible penmanship. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals behind that. And I'm going to get my glue dot out, and I'm going to use this beautiful ribbon. It is called, I don't know, I have to look at it, Fine Art. I should have remembered that. This is not new. This is from spring, summer. I don't know, January to June, J&J. It's from that catalog. Okay, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I want it to go across the stems like that. And then I'll take another one and put it on this side. You see how the the different colors in there, though, it just kind of adds a little bit of texture and extra color to it. It ends up being really pretty like that. I should have flicked it before I did that, though. Okay, so I think what I'll do, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I do want the ribbon to show, so I'm going to do it just a little bit under it. Now, one thing I like to do to make sure my ribbon stays in place is to put a glue dot under the ribbon on the front, and then it won't shimmy and shake and move and be unstable or anything. So it's going to stay in place like that. We'll do a quick knot right here as well. When you do these knots, it is best to not pull both of them hard. If you kind of put your finger on one side and then just pull on the other side, it will make a much better, much prettier knot. Let me grab hold of it. I don't want to pull the fibers too much. Just like that, like I did. All right. Here we go. Might be a little bit too long right there. Are you guys as fussy as I am about things? I can't even pick it up. Here we go. I am such a fuss budget about things. I like things just a certain way. There we go. Okay, I'm going to flick one more time. What was the ink color you used with the folder again? It was gray granite. All right. I do want to kind of cover my bow a little bit, but I do want it to get on my thank you, so I'm just going to, and I definitely want it on the flowers, so. Okay. Then I will glue it to my mint macaron. It's looking good so far. It felt like when I did the pastels on the card, it felt a little plain. It didn't feel quite as rich as I wanted it to look. I'm a big fan of things looking rich, and it didn't look as rich as I wanted it to look. And that's why I went ahead and did the embossing with the ink on the embossing folder, which I think just took it to a whole, as we say in the South, a whole nother level. That's what I think. I think it just turned out so beautiful like that. Okay, last thing, I have to find them. I don't know what I did with them. I had them all here earlier. Oh, here they are. You know, every live I have to drop something on the floor. Well, this is what dropped on the floor this time. Doesn't seem like I can do a live without dropping something. So, anywho, these are so pretty. These are the brushed metallic adhesive dots. So pretty. They have like a gold and copper and a silver, and they're all a brushed color. Because I'm using gold here, I'm going to go ahead and use gold on these and just kind of place them here and there. I'm telling you, those little veins of color, it looked so silly when I first did it, and I'm like, okay, this is not going to work out. But once you blend it around and then you spray some water on it, it makes it bleed a little more, and it really gives it a lot of interest and a lot of just, I don't know, there's just so much interest in this. Hey, Carol. And I think it just turned out so pretty. And I mean, yeah, it was a lot of steps and there were a lot of different things I did to it, but I think it turned out so pretty and I love it. And I'm so excited that I figured out something to do with these pastels that was different than just painting with an aqua painter or whatever. Carol, you'll have to go back to the beginning of the video to see what I did with it. To create this background, and then and you know what, you can use just about any color. I've seen people use different colors as well on the embossing folders when they got ready to emboss this, And it really does make pretty stuff. It really, really does. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give, give me likes or something. And for those who see this on YouTube, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So I thank you for joining me and for hanging out with me. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.